Hey everyone, it's Joy here, and today I'm going to show you how to make this easy shape arched card, and then we've got some beautiful florals on it. So I've got my two arch pieces here. These are A2 size from white cardstock, and then I have an arch that's slightly smaller that I'm going to die cut from some patterned paper from the Watercolor Whimsy, and then I'm also using For the Love of Flowers pattern papers for my project today. So this is going to be the front of this arched card. So I wanted this really beautiful, that's from For the Love of Flowers, and then this one is the Watercolor Whimsy. I want to use a little bit of this pink polka dot paper. I thought that would be fun. And I'm just deciding on my next size down of arch that I want for this little pattern paper. This is what's going to hold our floral images on, and so I also don't want it to cover up our background flowers. Then I have already, from a previous project, had stamped and die cut from the Whimsical Magnolias, sorry guys, and I'm just going to use those leftover pieces that I have to create my card. So I'm just trying to get my layout here. Now I also want to use the sentiment from that. So it's perfect when you don't use all of your products or all your stamped images or sentiments from a previous project. You can pull it out on another one. So let's take that smaller arch die cut our polka dot paper, and then I wanted something that was going to separate the polka dot paper from that beautiful floral paper on the background. So I opted to use some vellum, and I'm going to use one size up arch from this small arch here. So I'm going to die cut that, and that's just going to give us a nice little soft transition between the two pattern papers. So I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, and now we have all of our basic images. So the die that I used to cut that big floral image, I'm going to use that same size die to die cut some inner pieces that we will use here in just a little bit. Now I'm going to use some alcohol ink markers. These are my Copic markers, and I decided to bring out some of the teal in that background pattern paper. I'm only going to show you this color, this flower here, because I'm going to color all of them the same, but I wanted to go with a teal color. So I decided to start with the darkest at the base of the petals. I'm adding like a darker shadow. Then I did that medium color, and now I'm doing this light color. I will come back in and add a little bit more of that dark. I want to bring that back in because it did get blended out a little bit, but you can see the difference that makes, and it adds a lot of detail to it. Then I'm going to do a little bit of brown for the stem, and the other flowers, I'm not going to color that smallest one, but the other two I'm going to color exactly the same. Now I need to create a tab so we can open and close our card. So I think this was about 1 inch wide or 1.5 inches. I'm just going to score it down the center. I did make it about as tall as the flat side of the arch. I'm going to fold that in half. I'm going to add adhesive tape runner, and then I'm going to also add just a couple dots of liquid glue, so that way it just really holds. The tape runner will hold it now, and then once the liquid glue dries, then that will also hold it permanently. So I'm just going to do a few small drops of that. And at first I couldn't get my hands right. I'm not sure what I was doing, but I needed to line this up on the side, and I'm going to line it up almost even, just slightly inside the line, but kind of right on the line, if that makes sense. And I'm going to press that down, and then I can add adhesive to the top piece there. So the same thing, some tape runner, and then a few dots of liquid glue, and then I can add my other arch. So this is going to be the back of the card. And now we have our shaped card base. This is just going to open and close. And then those smaller pieces that I mentioned that are the same size as that front large floral piece, I die cut from white cardstock. I'm just going to place that inside just so it kind of hides that little tab there that opens and closes our card. And then you could do pattern paper, you could do whatever, but then you can write all of your stuff inside of that. So now that that's done, we can start getting all of our stuff adhered together. So let's adhere this frame. I think this floral paper is gorgeous. I love all of the colors, and I'm going to center that because it was slightly smaller. We have this nice white edge. Then the polka dot paper is going to adhere to the vellum, and I'm going to pop this up with some foam tape. So this will be a little bit separate from the background. And then you really can see the foam tape, or excuse me, the vellum, not the foam tape. So now you can see that there's a little piece of vellum there. If you laid it flat on there, you would see it a little bit, but it would just soften the background. I wanted to be able to see that on this card design. And then I want foam adhesive behind all of my flowers and my sentiment. And we're going to lay these on the arch here. But look at that fun teal color. It just pops and it brings that teal from that background paper forward. And I love that. But I need to move this little flower. I'm going to get my sentiment in here first, and then I can line up that flower around the sentiment. I kind of like to hug my sentiments on things, and they feel just kind of cozy. And I'm just deciding if I want it up higher or down lower. I did opt for down lower. Then I'm going to use some of the Golden Illusion rhinestones on here. I love the colors of these. They definitely have a gold color to it, which to me fit with the yellow. But you know, when you move it in the light, it is iridescent, and so you do get other colors like the turquoise. You do get some kind of purpley pink colors. So I thought they were perfect, and they have different sizes. There's different sizes in this container, and I just think it's so fabulous. So I'm going to place a few of these, and we can adhere that. I lost a little tiny one, and then I'm going to adhere that with some liquid glue, and we can take a look at this card up close. But you can see how easy this was to put together, but it turned out so lovely. I really, really enjoy this card, and I love the shape of it, and it's a good size card, and you just have this beautiful paper and these beautiful florals. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired, and I hope you have a great day.